The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, this is Ken Gitch. And this is The Art of Politics. But before we start our show, I really want to complain. I'm not going to take it anymore, and you shouldn't take it anymore either. Telegraph today, which I had in the car, but I didn't bring it in. On the editorial page, it had a picture, 3 pictures. The first picture was a tape, Nixon's tape, all right, missing 18.5 minutes. The next one said IRS, mentioned a lady's name, can't find the emails. The next one was of a donkey, which happens to be our mascot, which we are Democrats.
Jackass.
Yeah, right. That's right, jackasses. Okay. And I'll get you. Right. Let me complain first, okay? But of course, the Republicans have the elephant. And right down next to, guess what? Right down next to the donkey, it said integrity, as if we don't have any integrity. The National Telegraph has been our paper for almost 100 years. I've got the Telegraph. I didn't always like the Telegraph. I don't like this, saying that Democrats don't have integrity. I'll tell you who should complain. It's not necessarily the Democrats who should complain to the Telegraph. It probably should be the Republican voters, because that's not fair. And if they do this to the Democrats, guess what? They're going to do it to you, because it's going to be really easy. Now, I'm done. Let me just say one thing. All right?
100 years, they finally told the truth. The Telegraph.
No, hold on a second. The Telegraph has a right to print what it wants. And if they want to print that, that's fine. I will fight for their right to do it. I don't have to like it. They're always talking about transparency, right? So I called them and I said, would you like to come on and talk about this? And you know what they said? No. Guess what? Put up or shut up. All right. Well, you know how our show goes. It's a Republican and a Democrat. Of course, the Democrats are good and the Republicans are bad. And I'm Ken Gidge, and this is a good Republican.
Right, that's good.
Representative
Al Baldessaro from Londonderry.
Right.
You know, I'm very impressed with the Telegraph. It's about time they told the truth about the Democrats.
Integrity, you know.
Integrity is a big...
as if, yeah, right.
Just check the facts on this show and see who's integrity.
Integrity, let's see. If you know who's really gone over the edge, and I think you have to admit it.
Obama.
No, not Obama.
Oh, who?
Cheney.
Cheney?
He really went over the edge.
Wait,
since he's got his new heart, right? He didn't have one anyway, but now he's got somebody else's heart.
Wait, who's this?
Cheney.
Cheney, you mean?
No, it's pronounced Cheney.
Cheney, okay.
Yeah, that's right, not Cheney.
The former vice president you're talking.
Former vice president.
Wow. You
Former
sure you don't have it
human
mixed
being.
up with Biden that don't have a brain?
No. So listen to this. His daughter is running for a political office,
right.
All right? And she is in one state, and she moves over to another state, like Brown, from Massachusetts to New Hampshire.
Didn't she move from Milwaukee?
Right.
Where's she from?
Yeah,
Wisconsin?
about 30, 40 years ago.
But where's she from? Wisconsin?
40. Well, yeah,
Okay.
everyone's from another country also. You're from Italy. I'm from England.
Right.
Okay, all right, if you want to go that far. But anyway, so she moves over, and they call her a carpetbagger, which is fine. They can say whatever they can also say what they want about Brown, too. Brown can run. It's fine. We're going to beat him. I have no problem with that. Now, all right? So he has a gay daughter.
Okay, so what's wrong with that?
Let me finish.
Why do you have to throw in gay? Why can't you just say he has a beautiful
daughter?
Because
I'm trying to tell you why I'm
okay,
saying
so I
that.
need to know he got a gay daughter.
You and I both are very tolerant. Okay. He's very tolerant. He's real conservative, obviously. The conservatives have a hard time with gays.
I just support marriage between a man and a woman, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I have a hard time with gays, and his daughter is married to this other female lady. The daughter who's running for the political office gets up live TV and says that she does not believe in gay marriage. And her sister is watching this. Wow. And then her father gets up, who has been as tolerant with his own daughter, and proclaims that what his daughter just say is how he feels. And here's his other daughter in the audience watching this. She goes totally, completely crazy, starts this campaign of from verbal to writing. Cheney drops out of the race. All because of that. What's wrong with people? If you got a gay child, stick up for it. You got a straight child, fine. Don't go to a campaign, especially a former vice president. Don't go to a campaign and trash your daughter who can't defend himself.
Because you're running for office, that means you're supposed to change your views. I voted for a bill at the House on letting criminals out of jail early. I have a brother in jail. Why should I vote, and change my views? Because I have a brother that's just sitting in jail. I'm sorry. I have to agree with them. Why do you change your views?
No, you did. No.
I mean, you're saying
you opened this up. I didn't open. You got a brother who's in jail. Okay, fine.
I do.
I've been in jail.
I do have a brother, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. But under SB 500, I voted against it.
What is he in jail for, man?
We'll leave it at that. He got in some trouble there and robbery and other stuff there. But anyways.
But you brought it up.
But SB, I think it was 500. I was one of 56 Republicans that voted against that, where the Democrats passed this for early release. Meant pedophiles, anyone that did not have a violent crime could have got out early out of prison.
Marijuana.
No, that's a bunch of BS. It was more than that. You're talking crimes. Come on, will you?
You just go over the edge.
You all have a bleeding heart, and you just want people there, just get out, let's stay, don't worry about it. If you kill a police officer, don't worry about it. Sit in jail, you're all right. If you do this, that,
Listen,
murder.
If anybody out there believes that or any other Democrat I know who has no sympathy when a police officer is hurt or killed, they're wrong. Don't listen to him.
Did you vote to repeal the death penalty in New Hampshire?
I did.
Okay, very simple. That death penalty protected homeowners, police officers, prison guards.
You think so?
I think it's a tolerance here in the state of New Hampshire.
So when you say that, so that's what you believe. Well, Texas has proved you to be wrong.
How's that?
Because a death penalty does not stop people from killing people.
Wow, how come we
have
less?
It stops people from
How come we have less murders
breathing?
Here? How come we have less murders here in New Hampshire than any other state? How come we have less crime?
Because we're only 1.3 and our economy is good.
But still at 1.3, when you put our numbers up to the rest of the country, New Hampshire crime is low.
What about Texas? You think the death penalty stops people from killing people in Texas?
I think it's a tolerant. Maybe people think twice about committing murder.
What do you think twice?
That's right, because you're going to get killed.
So if they weren't frying everybody all the time in Texas,
murder's not as high.
What?
Is it Michigan or Washington, Detroit? Washington, D.C.,
so Texas
New York
kills
City,
more people?
Boston, Mass.
They kill more people?
Well, through the death penalty, maybe.
Death penalty?
If you kill somebody, yes. Why not?
I've got this thing about the death penalty. You see,
you want to sit around the campfire and sing Kumbaya.
No.
We'll put you in prison. We'll feed you for the rest of your life. Don't worry about it. You didn't get 3 meals then. We'll give them to you now. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
If you're not getting 3 meals and you kill someone, it's probably for a piece of cheese.
You're going to get, some people, they kill for less, for looking at it the wrong way throughout the history of the country.
I got something to tell you. You and I may offend you, and I may offend some people.
I'll never ever get offended. It's a freedom of
you
speech.
get offended me.
Freedom of speech
You
is a
get me.
beautiful thing.
Oh, come on! You've been mad at me before. You kicked me once, I think.
Oh, but I didn't leave bruises. There's no proof. It wasn't on camera.
Oh, that sounds like a military person to me.
By the way, I'm fortunate to sit behind you, and I can slap you in the head.
I know.
Every time you vote the wrong way, which is all the time.
We're just talking about that. Whoever is the speaker can, with the former speaker,
can
can
say
put
it's probably
people
gonna be Bill O'Brien.
where they sit. Okay.
Right.
And I said that'd be great because you sit behind me, and we got everybody laughing.
Right.
Basically,
We have a good time.
We have a
We
good
do.
time, but
Right.
we vote our.
Well, yeah.
So
you vote with your white page, and I vote for the people. To keep the government out of their pockets and out of their house. You vote to take more money out, like the gas tax, oil tax, cigarette tax.
Excuse me.
Did you vote for all those taxes?
Excuse me. The gas tax?
The gas tax.
So you don't think the
4.2
gas
cents.
tax is good?
No, I don't.
So I voted for the gas tax.
You did, yes.
I did vote for it.
Yes, you
so
did.
if I didn't vote for the gas tax, would you give me $100? If I didn't vote for it.
If you didn't, you probably didn't, I think, on the second, because you were pissed off at David Campbell.
Excuse me.
You voted against the gas tax. That's right. Because I even asked you, what's happening with you? Why are you voting against the tax? Do you remember? You were mad at Campbell or something.
No, I was not
You
mad.
were mad at somebody.
No.
The Democrats.
I was not mad at David Campbell.
Why did you finally vote against the tax?
No.
What made you eventually vote against one tax?
It was hard.
Was it?
Yeah, well, because I'm a true believer.
Did I rub off on you?
No. I'm
Come
a true
on.
believer that New Hampshire is a state of tourism.
Right.
We want businesses to come
Right.
up here.
Yes.
We want, hopefully, gaming one day. We want people to feel comfortable driving on our roads, especially the bridges. I know what people say about the bridges, but now the bridges are getting, pretty. So I really believed in the tax, okay? But I had to sit down. I had to look at this in a political way and say, wait a minute. How is this going to play with the voters? Are the voters going to believe that we're taxing people too much? And I have to say the answer to me would be yes. Not politically for me, but how the voters feel. I just wanted people to know I did not vote for it, all right? And the reason is...
You notice I fished you right on that, because I know you felt bad. I watched the tears that come down.
Yeah, tears coming down.
Yeah,
let us turn around and talk about the cigarette tax.
Right. Wait, before you go to the cigarette tax, let's talk about, first of all, that 18-cent gas tax we already have. That's being siphoned. 23% is being siphoned off in different directions. In 2010, Democrats stole $38 million of that money to go towards the budget. And you borrowed operating money.
You talk about it. Excuse me.
You borrowed on a credit card operating money for the state in 2008-10.
Really?
Budget. You
18,
sure did.
All right, where did it go?
Where? You spent it on operating.
No. You're a politician. You said we took it, we spent it. Where do we spend it?
You took $38 million and went into other programs.
What other programs?
I don't know what programs. They went
how
into
can you say? How can you turn around and sit here and say we're in other programs and you don't even know what it is?
Because $38 million was taken out of the gas tax.
No, I put it in my pocket.
No, it went to New Hampshire
go in my
programs.
pocket?
It went to probably feel-good programs.
Oh, wait a minute. Feel good?
Yeah, feel good.
Like mental illness?
Read my lips.
Wait a minute. Mental illness.
Feel good.
Mental illness.
No, mental. You know something? That's a bunch of BS.
That's not a feel-good program?
We have Medicaid
what is a feel-good
for mental
program?
illness.
Tell me what a feel-good program is.
Well, you have your expansion.
Where did it go?
Your expansion of, on these mental illness. Your expansion on all these other programs.
Well, wait.
Healthcare, food stamps, TANF. Welfare.
You just told me
fraud
in the audience,
welfare, fraud in Medicaid.
In the audience that we took it out and you don't know where we put it. What kind of a politician are you?
Because you spent $38 million of the gas tax that should have went to roads and bridges.
Oh, I see. But where did it go?
And now you want more money.
No, but where did it go?
You tell me, where did it
go?
When you stole the money, where did it go? You tell me, where did you put it? When you stole the money, where did you put the money? Where did you put it?
Yeah.
Tell me where.
I'll tell you what. O'Brien is not here. He was here before.
Tell me where you spent the money.
Bill O'Brien sat here before, and I went after him simply because of what he did last time. But the reason why we've got to pay back close to $400 million is because he wanted to do what?
Wait a minute.
Let's take a dime off on taxes on cigarettes.
Wait, how do you know we have to yet?
Let me finish.
Finish there. Tell the truth.
Okay, great.
Tell the truth. We have to?
I have not
Did the
lied
Supreme
as
Court
of
decision yet?
I haven't lied.
Okay, all right.
All right. They
All right,
all know
all right.
that. You can't
Okay.
say that.
Supreme Court hasn't
Turner-
answered yet.
Excuse me. The Supreme Court is okay. He balanced the budget by taking money away from hospitals that pay the money and we're supposed to get it back. That's how we balance the budget. In other words, $50 to $60 million. In turn, the hospitals took us to court. In turn, twice we have lost. In turn, we have to pay it back close to $180 million to $400 million. Don't tell me that the Republicans or the Democrats, one is worse than the other. The worst one this time around happens to be, and when I say Republicans, I don't mean Republican voters, I Republican politicians.
In 2007, your budget, the Democrats were in the majority. Your 11%, you built the budget on projected revenues, which is BS. In 2009, wait, I'm not done yet. In 2009, false projected revenues in 2009, you went up another 9%. Within a 2-year period, 2 budget cycles, you went up over 17, 18% on spending. Now, you put the state in a $900 million deficit. How was we to slow down and stop the state from going bankrupt?
Almost
$900 million deficit.
You know something.
880 something to be exact.
Don't make a statement like that. 900 million, close to $1 billion.
Almost
no.
$900
Don't
million
even say that.
deficit.
Yeah, and I know. And what you have told other people is you came up with what?
Read
Money
my
left
lips.
over? Yeah, read my lips. No new taxes.
Almost $900 million deficit.
Every time a Republican says we want smaller government and they get in, the government goes up. Everybody knows that statistically.
Tell you what, while people are watching this show, they probably have their laptops in front of them. Do a Google on New Hampshire deficit, $900 million, and watch all the articles that come up. Don't believe Al Baldessaro, because
please don't believe him.
Do a Google search on that.
Please don't believe
and
Al.
see what deficit we had when the Republicans took back over. Okay, and what we had. Matter of fact, you voted for the O'Brien budget. You know, the Democrats, because they knew they were wrong. They were cussing and yelling and screaming, calling us names.
Hold on a second.
You voted on the
There are
O'Brien
people who
budget.
also voted for the war in Iraq who were completely against it. One of them was Hillary Clinton.
Here we go again. Blame Bush.
Would I vote to pass a budget? Yes, I would vote to pass a budget. And I don't care if it was a Republican or a Democratic budget. I'd vote for a budget. The answer is yes.
Why would you bring up the war? You're going to blame Bush for our budget? Why would you even bring up the war? We're in New Hampshire. Let's stay in New Hampshire. Here we go again. Change the subject here and blame Bush.
I just love it. No, we got to blame Bush.
It's Bush's fault that New Hampshire had almost $900 million deficit.
Well, $2 trillion on 4,500 people killed in war. Here. I know you're a soldier.
And there's been more under Obama.
Yeah, I know that. No.
There's been more.
How can you say there's more?
We talked about this before.
Obama?
There's been more under Obama.
Wait, hold on a second. Before Obama came in, there was 4,000 plus.
3,000 and something. There was 3,000 and something, if I'm not mistaken.
So now there's 6,000 who are dead, close to 7,000 who are murdered?
If not more.
No, it's 4,500 to 4,800 people.
Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers. I haven't looked at it in a while. But there have been more. When Obama came in, he took rules of engagement. He stuck it to the military. Okay, you have to read Miranda rights. You're in another country fighting a war, terrorists. You're going from home to home. You have to give them Miranda rights. Give me a break.
Just said,
it's the truth.
No, that's not the truth.
I served 22 years in the Marine Corps.
You spent 22 years. Oh yeah, did you knock on any doors?
Rights.
Did you ask anybody for
No, because
Miranda
when I
rights?
served in Desert Storm, I didn't go from building to building. We were under Bush. We didn't have rules of engagement like we do today, where you got to worry about before you pull a trigger that you could be court-martialed.
You're almost as good as I am doing this show.
You're talking to the wrong person if you want to talk military strategy.
Because you can exaggerate more than I.
No, I won't. That's fact.
The reason why we left Iraq was 2 reasons. Reason 1 was Bush said we're going to get out on this particular date.
That's true.
Reason 2 is the soldiers in the country would not have... if something happened and in war, something happens and we kill innocents by accident,
Bush never said 100% out of there.
we would be guilty of a crime. That's the reason why we said, okay, we're leaving, because if our soldiers cannot have immunity.
That's not true. I served in that country.
That's just one of them.
That's
also,
not true.
excuse me, and that's also in the other country that we're fighting,
you
Afghanistan.
got Democrat talking papers there. And you got Obama's talking
the
papers.
interesting thing, these are all easy things to talk about. You're very difficult.
Bush wanted to leave a contingency there to help train. He did not want to pull everyone all out at once. That's suicide.
Excuse me, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right. He's the
Obama
one
said
to put the
pull
date.
everyone.
He's the one to put the date up.
McCain and another Democrat he did put the date.
Yeah,
but McCain and a Democrat, both of them that were over there, had cut a deal. Okay, where they were going to keep like 20,000 or so to help train police. Obama pulled them all out.
No. You can't be in a war zone.
Thank God for Google.
You can't be in a war zone, Al, and you know that as a soldier fighting in another country. And if you by accident kill a civilian or the wrong people, and it does happen, we even kill our own people by accident. You know, these things do happen.
Yeah, they do.
If that country wants to hold you responsible personally as a soldier in your country, that's the reason why we left.
That's not true. That's not true.
That is true.
That is not true.
How much you want to bet?
We can beat this.
$100.
$100.
$100.
I don't want to take your money there because you're a starving artist. I'll bet you a cold beer.
I won't buy a piece of art, you cheap.
I'll bet you a cold beer or a glass of wine.
A cold beer, I don't drink.
You
don't want me drinking.
You know something? If you look at casualties of war
wait a
in
minute.
many battles,
let's get this straight, because this is really factual. And if people Google it, they will find it out, Al. This is really true. One of the reasons why.
How come I served 22 years and never heard of this?
I know. One of the reasons why, because this has never happened before. Countries that we go to fight for don't say, okay, at a particular time when you are supposedly to leave, if a soldier kills somebody, and that soldier is going to be responsible. The United States is going to be responsible. We can't go into a country and fight a war. We can't go help other people with the government saying we're gonna take you. We might even execute a soldier if they kill someone by accident. We can't do that. That's one of the reasons why Iraq, and that's one of the reasons why over in Afghanistan. And both those leaders, Malakali and the other guys, leaving.
We're going to agree to disagree, okay? Like I said, I was active duty for 22 years. I have a son who's a sergeant in the Marine Corps now, who just left there with 8 years. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're probably right. Being a Democrat, you got it all right. It's Bush's fault. Let's move on to something else. I understand.
Excuse me.
That's the reason why we were worried.
It wasn't Bush's fault that this happened. It was Bush's fault that we got into this war in the first place.
All right. That's right. Saddam was paying $25,000 per, suicide bombers, killing people, killing Americans.
We ought to go in there and a 10-year war.
Well, you know something?
4,500 people and $2 trillion. And these people, especially the Republican politicians, say, oh, that's okay. We can spend that amount of money, but don't charge an extra 10 cents for a package of cigarettes here in the state of New Hampshire.
Because you're going after low-income people. That's why. That's 10 cents.
Low-income people who also, by the way,
if you have deep pockets, you don't care.
High-income people, low-income people also get cancer.
But this has nothing to do with cancer because that money
doesn't have anything to do with it.
That money don't go to cancer.
And by the way, Massachusetts. See, here's Massachusetts right here. Charges $1 more per pack.
Where does the cigarette money go?
You take a dime off. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that?
What is the revenue? Because we wanted to raise our revenues in gas and all that. Yes, it did. Did we?
$40 million we lost. Everybody agrees with it. And I promise you, O'Brien will not bring this up again.
Under the O'Brien budget, did we have a $74 million surplus?
Here we go.
Was there a surplus?
No. 74 million, you're absolutely wrong.
It might have been 77. It might have been 77.
No, million.
77 million.
No, we don't. We don't even have, no, we didn't. We did not have that. That's not true.
We didn't have that.
No, it is not 77 million. Okay. Well, okay, 77 million. All right, let's go with that. Under O'Brien, we had a 77 million, right?
When you took over.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because he didn't pay the hospitals back, it's going to cost us $400 million. $400 million, but they had a $77 million.
Well, you can't blame why he didn't, because the MET tax was authorized by the federal government.
What?
Okay? Those taxes were authorized by the federal government. Yes.
What taxes?
The MET tax, the Medicaid expansion tax.
They were not by the federal
under the
government. That was something that was done by Judd Gregg. And we've all paid for it,
under
for
the
God's
Medicaid,
sakes.
under
Everybody
the federal
agreed
law,
with it. It was a scheme. It was a scam.
No, wait, that's bull.
It was a scam, and we all played for it, even the Republicans and Democrats.
It was a scam on giving the money back. But under the federal law, Medicaid, okay, not expansion because it wasn't there yet, there are 8 areas you can tax in order to get revenue back. And that was one of them on the beds. That was one of the areas under Medicaid. This is why I don't think the Supreme Court is going to answer this.
Excuse me, 2 courts have found that what O'Brien did to be illegal.
O'Brien stopped what was being done wrong.
No.
He was the only one that stopped.
Okay.
Collect the tax and we'll give it back to you. Well, we scammed the federal government for more money.
Mr. O'Brien
He stopped it.
Quiet. I'm sticking up for Mr. O'Brien, okay? Look, he was elected, duly elected.
Right.
He was duly elected too, all right, as House Speaker, okay? He did. That's good up to the point where he decided to come in and sit down with me and do his show. I mean, he did good up to that point. But having said that, he had to balance the budget, and he balanced the budget anyway. And he took the dice and he rolled the dice upon the table. He says, "I'm going to balance the budget and maybe have a little extra cash over." But we know it's going to go to court, but I'll take a chance that we're going to win. So we're never going to have to pay it back. The problem was that 2 courts have said what he did was dishonest. Now, what the courts said was the tax itself was dishonest because we were not taxing equally other people in the same industry. That's what the court said. So he took a chance. He lost. Guess what? We're sitting here and we're arguing about it.
We are. And you want to know something? If you read the federal law there, you're going to see there's 8 tax areas there. What we did in 1990, what was wrong, we did by the Medicaid expansion, by the tax, not expansion. I keep saying expansion.
And who was the governor?
Okay, was Judd Gregg, right?
Yeah.
But it's been done this way for years. Republican Democrats.
No.
Republicans and Democrats spent this money.
Judd Gregg.
Yes. After Judd Gregg started it, but then Democrats, Shaheen, everyone else, Lynch, they all did it.
Absolutely agree with you.
Did Lynch do it?
And nobody complained.
But was it O'Brien that stopped it?
Nobody complained until O'Brien did not pay the money back.
O'Brien stopped it because what we were doing was illegal. We were taxing them.
Al, I can't talk with you because you don't get it. It's not factual.
Were we taxing the hospital for bed space?
Yes.
A Medicaid tax, right?
Yes.
Now, weren't we taking the money and then giving it back to them?
No. What was happening was because
showing the federal government that we were taxing
got more money
from the federal government,
and the hospitals agreed with it because they got paid back.
That's right.
So we had that extra money, and everybody's been doing that.
Right.
But it's a card game. It's a shell game.
But it was illegal what we were doing.
It was illegal until someone didn't pay back the
Republicans and Democrats. What we did was illegal.
So what you're saying is the Speaker of the House made that particular type of
because it was
illegal. So now,
we were doing.
Because he was so right, it's going to cost us $400 million.
Well, we don't know if it's going to cost us $400 million.
$400 million.
It still has.
He's right.
It's at the Supreme Court.
It's not at the Supreme Court. It went through the state Supreme Court.
But it's at our state. It hasn't. It has. Our state Supreme Court hasn't acted on it yet.
Yeah, they have.
No, they have. 2 other judges have.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
All right, okay.
Our state Supreme Court has not acted on it yet.
Since we're done arguing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so.
All right, you're running again, I take it.
Yeah, I am. You're running too?
I am.
I'm going to make sure when we're in leadership this time that we take care of you.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, Republicans are taking back the houses.
If you think I am going to get anything from him or God O'Brien, and I mean that in a good way, because I like Bill, all right? I'm not going to get anything. Take my word for it. If they can put me in the middle of the row, You know, if anyone ever put me in the middle of the row,
I might do that.
I'd go nuts.
I might do that. If you get me mad enough, I might just make sure you're in the middle.
I don't think people really realize what that middle of the row means.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. It's
Especially
tough when you got to climb over everyone, especially somebody like you that's late all the time. Have to climb over everybody.
Don't start that I'm late all the time. I'm sorry.
He's normally in the back working out.
He's late
talking
all the
with
time.
everybody.
You know,
and,
I love these guys come in and say, "Oh, I've been here 100% of the time." Yeah, they come in with coals, and they're there for one term, and all of a sudden, these people come in with coals. 50 people around them get the coal. No, gee, we need those people to come in.
I have to admit,
take some time off.
We do have enough time. You know, when we're talking, I was trying to find. I can't remember if it's 74
How'd you
or
break
77.
your phone?
I dropped it when I got out of my car. It fell off my lap, and I broke it. I got insurance. I just haven't had time.
Well, why don't you get the rubber thing on it?
No, I just haven't had time.
Rubber. See, you go drop, bang.
It still works. See, I'm a conservative. I can spend $150 and get a new phone, or I can just wait until it gets worse and then I'll get a new phone.
No, the fact is that you need glasses. You didn't even know it was cracked.
No, I know it's cracked.
That's the problem. You're blind as a bat.
I know it's cracked.
And you can't read. The guy says, why don't you have you ought to have something larger?
Hey, so let me ask you something here. So in Nashua, you have all these big tax and spenders here in Nashua, right? They don't mind.
Yeah, we got some big spenders.
I mean, Nashua residents compared to my town, you probably got deeper pockets. Because in my town, we don't like paying that extra taxes that you keep taking.
Yeah, right. And the Democrats really put in extra taxes.
Okay, did you vote for another penny tax on the Reggie?
Yes.
The oil tax, you did, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you vote for not only the 10-cent tax, but another 20 cents on cigarettes?
A penny. 20 cents on cigarettes. Yeah, I would, and I would have gone 50 cents. Yeah. Oh, so you're going to try to call that a tax?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Are you calling that a tax?
Yes,
so when these people who can't afford to pay for cancer go into the hospitals, you and I pay for it.
No, that's not
I
true.
would rather have it come out of what they're paying. They're paying for the cigarettes.
So in other words, you're saying redistribution of money.
Yes, absolutely.
So is that what you're saying?
So
you're going to redistribute money from people that don't smoke?
Telling me that you're not against, you're for people smoking?
I'm for enough on tax.
You're for people smoking?
Yeah, I'm for people's personal choice.
Okay,
freedom.
Personal choice. Then don't you think these people should pay if they get cancer?
Who am I? Yeah,
they
pay for their insurance.
Do you think we should pay for it? Do you think we should pay for it?
Don't they have health insurance until Obama screwed it up?
Do you think we should pay for it?
Shaheen?
Do you think we should pay for it?
No, we shouldn't pay for it.
Good. That's why there's a tax on it, because we pay for it anyway.
How are we paying? How? Unless if you're on Medicaid, then we're paying.
And what about
if you're on Medicaid,
what about Shaheen and what was
because Shaheen and Obamacare forced people to lose their insurance.
I got a question to ask.
People are paying for it.
Why aren't we hearing Republicans saying, down with Obamacare, we're going to tear Obamacare down, we're going to get rid of Obamacare?
We're going to repeal it.
One of the Republicans.
We're going to repeal Obamacare.
You're the only one who has said that. You're the only one who has said that.
Because
you know why people aren't saying that?
Why?
Because here in the state of New Hampshire, where they thought only 20,000 people would sign up for it, 40,000 people signed up for it. Where they thought in the South nobody would sign up for it, the majority signed up for it. And guess what? The Southern people are scared. You're not going to hear them saying, repeal Obamacare. It's working.
When Vice President Biden came to Nashua a few months back, how come Senator Shaheen, Cal Shea Porter, and all Custer all of a sudden had something else to do, didn't show up? How come? Because they did not want to see them get tied in there with Obamacare, with Biden. Why didn't they show up? Answer that for me. Why did they show up? It was in the news, all over the news.
Part of Obamacare was putting 48,000 more people under Medicaid, okay?
Under Medicaid?
Medicaid, not Medicare.
Okay.
Medicaid.
Right.
48,000 people as part of Medicaid.
Take their insurance and put them on Medicaid.
Voted against it.
That's right, I do. I still stand it.
61% of them are women, and the Republicans are having a hard time with women.
I proudly voted against Medicaid expansion. I definitely do not want to lead the state down the road to bankruptcy. Somebody has to pay for it. Okay? How's that? Now, everyone can see that where I stand, and I'm not changing my views. What do you think of that?
Good. You remember, don't send him the money. Send me the money for my campaign.
That's right.
Don't give it to him. But 48,000
Hey,
people, 61% of them are women, didn't have insurance. These are the poor of the poorest. Of course they should have insurance.
The average
either
people.
we take care of our people if we can afford to, or we don't. I say we take care of it. I would rather sacrifice a dime tax on a package of cigarettes.
The U.S. Constitution and the pursuit of happiness. Is it my responsibility?
You got the wrong one. You showed me the wrong book.
That's the U.S. That's New Hampshire Constitution. You probably don't even know what's in there or look at it because you're always your Democrats are always voting against on constitutional issues.
I love you.
Hey, but what I'm trying to say is it my responsibility to pay for somebody's health care? Is it my responsibility to pay for somebody's phone? Is it me to be paying for somebody's electric?
All right, okay. As Republicans usually do, they go, should I pay for anybody's health care? And then you go, oh, should I pay for their phone? Stop. Yes, you should pay for people's health care if they cannot afford to pay it, because in the long run, our guests, the people out there watching us, have to pay for it, because these people, the only doctors they have is hospital waiting rooms. They go in. We pay for this. We pay for this. And by the way,
I don't mind a hand up.
And by the way,
I don't mind a hand up, but this handout for year after year after year has to stop.
Really?
We can't afford it. We cannot sustain it.
Let me see. This is the greatest country in the world. We have the best health care in the world. Why is it, if we have the best health care and this is the greatest country in the world, why is it that we're 20th in the world for infant mortality? Cuba is 19. In other words, if a lady goes and has a child in Cuba, they're much better off than having a little bit more better off than having here in the United States.
I can't believe that.
Now, that's health care.
I can't believe that.
You do not want to believe that?
Nope, I don't want to
well,
believe that.
as you always say, you can look that up.
Cuba. You telling me Cuba's maintaining their numbers? How do we even know a communist country like Cuba is even maintaining their numbers? Cuba, come on.
By the way, a number we can tell you about, which you should know about, and that is up in Canada. All right?
them people coming here to New Hampshire and other places for
Up
medical.
in Canada, where they pay a high tax for health care, they have just passed the United States of America, the great country of the United States of America, for the middle class. In other words, because we don't have health care, 60% of bankruptcies are because of health care. Canada, they don't. They just passed the United States of America as having more of a middle class than we do. It doesn't work with what you guys are saying.
Since
and if it worked,
since you
it
want
would
us
work,
to be like
but it hasn't.
Canada and all in Europe, how much is gas in Europe a gallon? What's it, $7, $8 a gallon? How much is it in Canada? How much does it cost to go out and eat in taxes in Canada, in Europe, to pay for all this stuff here? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? We're a free country.
I'm sure you're sorry.
We're a free country. That don't mean we give away everything for free.
Our country is based completely on the middle class. The upper class have no problems.
Because they have deep pockets, they can afford it.
People are at the very, very bottom.
Right.
That's why they need Medicaid,
So
which you voted against.
That's right. Now,
61% of women. You voted against 61% of the women who do not have any money.
Can you throw in that word proudly voted against?
Proudly voted against 61% of the women.
I am proudly because I refuse to set the state of New Hampshire up for a sales tax.
How much do we have to pay for it?
How long? What?
How much do we pay for this Medicaid?
Let me put it this way: for 3 years, the federal government picks up 100%.
And then where is it?
Who's paying for it? Who's paying for it? Wait, when you say we, who's paying for it?
Once we get out of the Bush War, we can get $1 trillion back in our economy.
Who is we? Who's paying for the?
How much is it after that?
Can you help me out? Wait, no. Who's paying for the 100%?
How much is it? No.
Where is the 100% coming from?
Well,
I just answered you. Federal government.
I'll help
Who
you
is
out
the federal government?
At this particular point, right now, we pay 50% for Medicaid.
Right.
All right. Under this plan, we pay nothing for 3 years. Then, over a period of 3 years, we go up to 10%. That's it.
Okay.
So now we pay 50. In approximately 4 to 5 years, we're going to pay 10%. So who's paying for that?
The amputees, because to the tax.
Tell me where the middle class, what is driving them into poverty is health care.
Do you want to know who's paying for it? All them people there, the amputees there, a lot of veterans there that want that extra leg that are paying taxes, that they tax now for any type of prosthetics. Those are the ones that are paying. They're redistributing money there. People that they lost their insurance that now are paying more, and they got higher deductibles.
And
those are the people that are paying.
Let us also remind the people out there.
That's who's paying.
Let's remind the people out there that we have 20 million people who are unemployed.
And how many you have paying?
And by the way, their unemployment insurance ran out. The Democrats were willing to give them another 10 to 20 weeks, and the Republicans said no. So you put about 10 to 15 million people with no money.
Because the Republicans are saying go to work. Because too many are sitting home month after month after month. Because I know some.
You got the statistics. Because
I know some.
You got the statistics.
I know some that
and you know something, and we have talked about this also.
I've seen.
99.9% of the people in the United States, probably around the world, are great, honest, etc.
Right.
It's that 1/10 of 1% that the Republicans will jump on and point and say, those people are bad, so everyone's bad. No, everybody is good except for 1/10 of 1%.
When do you hold personal responsibility? When do you stand up for yourself? When do you, instead of getting your hands in my pocket, your pocket, when do people start standing up? I don't mind donating money to help people.
You have to stop saying that, especially when the people who, the 20 extra weeks for unemployment insurance, a good part of those happen to be veterans who don't have the money like everyone else. And by the way, that's the only money that they can say, truthfully, the money that comes in from unemployment insurance goes right immediately out into the community, and people spend it, and it's taxed on.
Every time you raise property taxes or you raise federal taxes, that means somebody's quality of life diminishes because somebody has to take more money now and pay. You raise the gas tax to 4.2 cents. That means a gallon of milk every time somebody fills up.
That's
4.2 cents. And do the math. If you got a 25-gallon or 20-gallon tank.
Anybody believes that because of a 4 cents
a loaf
tax,
of bread.
Oh, excuse me. Are we this in the state of New Hampshire? Are we a tourist state?
We are a tourist state.
And so we don't need good roads. We don't need better roads.
We
don't need better bridges.
We have good roads. Just stop ciphering the money that's in the kitty.
I see. We got good
taking
roads,
the money.
But now it's like,
stop ciphering the money out of the kitty.
We already went through that. $38 million.
That's right.
We took it away. We spent it. Where did we spend it?
You spent. I don't know what programs you did.
There we go. Well,
but you spent. How much money did your speaker? Speaker Norelli spent $78,000 on a bathroom, on a female's bathroom.
Democrats. Or don't get
$78,000 to renovate a female's bathroom.
If I was you, I would stay away from female bathrooms.
$78,000. I will go there.
Don't go there
to renovate.
To renovate, okay.
That's right.
A bathroom.
Okay, now, how much money went
where did they renovate?
Where did the governor just go to Turkey?
What bathroom?
Right across from the Speaker's office.
Right
upstairs.
across from the Speaker's office.
Yes.
And the pipes in that bathroom are how old?
Oh, give me a break, will you? How old?
200 years old?
Come on, that's a bunch of BS there. They've been renovated over the years.
Okay.
Just like everything else.
I will stay out of the woman's bathroom.
That's right.
If I was you, I'd stay out of there.
I will not.
$78,000?
$78,000 of that money.
Excuse me. Do you think we ought to take pictures? Why don't you take pictures and bring them in and show?
They've already done it. Other Democrats and Republicans have done that.
Would you bring the pictures in and show our audience the woman's bathroom?
I'm not walking into the female's bathroom
you said they already
look at the
pictures.
Beautiful marble. I'll try to ask and see what I can do.
This guy keeps going. This guy keeps going. He's going to get himself in a lot of trouble.
Are you denying? Why? Because I'm saying $78,000. Do you spend $78,000 at home on renovate your bathroom?
I am staying out of the women's bathroom.
Why?
If I was you,
See, this is your problem. You vote for this stuff because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's not the feelings I don't want to hurt.
I put emotions aside. I put the emotions aside and vote for what's right.
No, I happen to think probably if there was $78,000 spent in a women's bathroom, it was probably spent well. I don't think it was that. Yes. And if you don't think so, you can get the numbers and you can get the pictures and you can come down here and you can, if you want to,
Tell you what, I will try to get the pictures and bring in the marble
the
and
bathroom,
the nice,
women's bathrooms.
the chlorine from when I'm here.
I wish not to argue women's bathrooms.
I will. I will.
That's why you want to go
That's
there?
why I'm a fiscal conservative. I will do the arguing.
You're Episcopalian.
That's right.
You're not a fiscal
How much time do we got that I'm going to listen to this
we
garbage?
got 14 minutes and 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
You're having a good time anyway.
I can't believe it. The money that's being blown up there is unbelievable.
Wait, you know what you forget? Al, I love you. I really do love you. I don't want to hang around with you.
I was just with did I tell you I was with the governor?
It's so interesting that I do shows with these people, right? And then they get up and they leave. They're all going out to eat. Nobody's asking me to go out with them. So, what is this?
That's because every time when I do a show, he's got to run. His wife wants him home.
Well,
hey, but anyways,
I
was just with the governor. We did a bill signing there. Did you know I crossed party lines and worked hand in hand?
Excuse me. I want to.
With Representative.
No. And Republicans, you worked with who?
Representative Catherine Rogers.
Republican?
No, she's a Democrat.
A Democrat?
She's a far left liberal.
And
she'll tell me that to my face. No, wait. She says to me, listen to me. She tells me, she wrote an article in the paper that says she's a liberal. And I'm the right-wing nut.
Yeah.
And that we're the odd couple. It was in the Concord Monitor.
Oh, you're odd.
Yeah, we're the odd couple. But anyways, no, she asked me if I would help. The bill was on exploitation of seniors, elderly, and people that are sick and all that. And,
that's right. I voted.
So you can't take advantage of them financial. And it was a good bill.
No, it was a good bill. And how many people were on that bill?
Oh, there was, I think there was a couple of senators. There was about 5 or 6 representatives on there.
And our bill just passed with Representative Munz and myself for the PAs, the practical, the physician assistants,
right?
For them to help them out a little on part of their paperwork. So this helps the health care as you have, we're talking health care. Well, I'm in commerce, banking and insurance. Geez, I know health care. I mean, if anybody knows it, it's got to be me by now.
I hope so.
Yeah,
you could have fooled me by passing Medicaid expansion, but yeah, go ahead. But anyways, it was nice. Her and I worked hand in hand on the bill, and then we also worked together on the Veterans Dogs Bill.
Excuse me, he is a radical Republican. I mean, in a kook and a nut, just like me,
I'm radical because I want government out of my house,
but you will
out
accept
of my pocket.
Kook and a nut.
I want them out of my backyard. I want the government.
Kooks and nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm radical. I'm a kook. I'm a nut.
Right.
Government, leave my guns alone.
I want
hey,
I know Richard will not give me a copy of this CD.
Leave my wallet alone. I don't mind paying taxes, but geez, don't diminish my quality of life like you're doing.
Can you stop that? Because you're being foolish now. Okay, let's talk about the good things we did, because people want to know. Look, we do this to have some fun.
There were some good things that were done, but for the most part,
we do this show to have some fun, also to show one's personality, also to get a couple clips in. Now, having said that, we got about 11 minutes left.
Tell me what good stuff we did this year.
Let us talk about the good that you did to help seniors.
Right, which I just did, and then you cut me off. I already told you, you cut me off, remember?
I wouldn't cut you off about that.
On the seniors' exploitation, on
exploiting seniors. There's laws, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that,
and a lot of relatives. It's a shame.
It's interesting. That came through our committee.
Right. And you heard
think about that. Yeah. That came through our committee, and we were instrumental to make sure that caregivers have been known to. Caregivers are the most important people there are. Sadly, some caregivers are relatives who try to get the money from the elderly and those who are ill.
And some of the family members, and they don't want to end up bringing charges against the family and stuff. It's a shame.
And it's interesting that you were on that bill. That bill came through Commerce, and we strengthened it up a little. We strengthened, yes, it came through Commerce because it's an insurance, and it went to human. A lot of bills go to 2 committees at a time. But anyway, so we got that through. But here you are. Here I am. I am a Democrat. We'll agree I'm a Democrat.
Right? Just look at his votes.
You call me, and you just admitted that you are kooking a nut.
A tax and spender besides gas tax.
And you're kooking a nut. Okay, we got that. But you were with the President of the United States.
Yes, I was. I've actually met a few presidents in my days.
Excuse me, in the Oval Office
Yes.
with he and your son.
Yes.
And that was good. All right, so that's good. I haven't been. All right, they won't let me in Washington. I don't. Now, you were with the governor for a signing, right?
For signing today, yeah.
For a signing.
Or
okay.
yesterday.
All right. Well,
you know, I did a
what
bridge signing
happened
too.
to the Democrats, the Republicans? It seemed like the governor's bending over backwards to help you, the Republican. But what happened to Kenny, the Democrat?
Well, Kenny, the Democrat, I don't know, probably didn't request any assistance from the governor. I didn't want to do the signing. Catherine Rogers wanted a signing in ceremony there, so I said, okay, out of respect for Catherine, I went up there and stood there.
But I know.
I've never asked for a signing. I did for a bridge because the parents asked for it when I dedicated the bridge in Derry. I had the governor there. It was over, you know, a Marine, Michael Garrity, who got killed on the battlefield. And, you know, things like that are well worth, you know, you do that for the family.
I don't think people really realize that when you get a bill, I got two. One, we talked about it before. Can you imagine coming into our committee? Can you imagine sitting there, anybody sitting there, and as I said, I'm in commerce, which is banking and insurance. Can you imagine somebody bringing in 160 pages?
Oh, yeah.
And they want it done in 3 days.
Right.
And it just happens to be changing all the laws and the corporate. And I'm going, no.
That sounds like the legal amendment.
We held it up for a year. Representative Munns and I went in. We made several changes to help people who own part of the corporation, so they can, instead of taking the corporation to court if they believe the corporation is doing something wrong, they now can go to the Secretary of State.
Right.
All right, so that's a big change. That went in, that passed 363 to 0.
Which was a good one.
The bill passed 360-0, and it passed 24 to nothing. So guess what? Guess what? There is not many Republicans or Democrats who can make that claim. In fact, no Republican or Democrat can make that claim in the last probably 10 years. All right? All right? Except for a gentleman named Munns and a gentleman named Gidge. You know why we got it? No. You know why? Because Bill O'Brien was for it.
Right.
Because Terry Norelli was for it.
You're talking last session, right?
No, we're last year.
Yeah.
We're talking about you.
Right.
Because you and I, because we're not going to say who.
Well, you know, I'm one of the tri-chairs of the House Republican Alliance,
yes, I know that.
We're a large voting
We're
bloc.
not going to mention the person who you said something and this person went after you a little, and I told this person, wait a minute, hold on a second. This guy's really a good guy, meaning you, and believe it or not, you're going to want a Republican sometimes on a bill, so you don't want to make. So this person made friends with you, and we're not going to go over who it was. You know who it was.
But anyways, you know, since you brought up about how great, you know, the Commerce Committee is on insurance and everything, I agree. What I'm kind of pissed about on Medicaid expansion, it never even seen the day of light in Commerce. It went right to Finance. They bypassed your committee. That's a shame, ain't it? And then we do a special session on an amendment there, and the whole amendment changed when it came back because it didn't pass during the special session. That different amendment came in. Once again, Medicaid expansion is law. Never seen a day in Commerce that are the duty experts on insurance. How come? How come? Then they wonder why us Republicans are mad. When you duty experts had no say whatsoever, and it was fast. It was ran right through.
Well, first of all, you happen to be correct, and people in Commerce were a little upset. But people in Commerce happened to be on that committees too. Okay,
I went to them hearings.
They have to be.
Right.
Okay, they have to be. So the management of Commerce, or the chair and the vice chair and a few other people, I was not invited.
How come I didn't see Butler there, or your vice chair?
How come
I went to those meetings, hearings?
He should have been at least vice chair.
No,
that's right.
They weren't part of that committee.
No, I know.
That was just the finance.
No, well, it just happens
and
that
if
you take a look at it, I just happen to agree. But sadly, I happen to agree that there are people out there who don't have it, who just don't, and we must care for
Right.
them because we have to build a middle class
So-
back up. Because Canada cannot have a better or a
Okay.
stronger middle class than we do.
So we
can't have that.
We have a version, Medicaid expansion, that needs waivers. People voted and didn't read it, like Pelosi, huh? Didn't read the bill.
And here
Didn't
is
read
the
the
guy.
bill. Like Pelosi, huh?
Here is the guy who said, let's stay in New Hampshire.
I brought that up
not
for a
in
reason.
Massachusetts.
Hey,
Excuse me, not in the federal
wait.
government. But he does it in the federal government.
Yeah.
You rat. That's how you guys got in last time,
Hey,
and you're not going to get in this time.
I brought that up purposely, Pelosi,
Can't.
because you brought it up last time.
Are you ready for this? All right, I
They
need this. I
didn't
need,
read the bill,
I
and
need
they voted
camera
for it.
3 to say this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is true. There happens to be a gentleman named Cantor who lost a primary. In other words,
To a
he
Tea Party.
spent $8 million. And the other one spent
Right.
100 and something million. Excuse me,
A
100 and something
Tea Party candidates,
thousand.
get that out.
Correct, the Tea Party. Right. He loses. And you know what the Tea Party people say? One of the reasons why they wanted Cantor out is because he voted to up the debt ceiling and reopen the government. So
That's
this
not
is
true.
what you're in for.
Yeah,
they got rid of Cantor because one reason
Immigration.
is
We
that
talked
he
about this before.
opened up the government
Yeah.
by raising the debt ceiling, which cost us $50 billion, which means
I have to disagree
the
with you.
Republicans did this and they want to do it again. Do you really want to vote for a Republican politician?
I have to disagree.
don't think so.
I have to disagree with you. It had to do with immigration. Matter of fact, the Tea Party candidate won because they want smaller government. They want less
Stop
taxes,
saying
less
when you're
spending.
Republicans.
But that's
Stop
what I'm
saying
saying.
smaller government
But
every
that's
time you
what
do
that's
that.
what they wanted. So they're
you see this?
villainized.
If this is in my pocket and you say smaller government one more time, I'm going to check to make sure it's in there.
I want you to check.
You always say that.
Because it's a fact. It's a truth. We want less government. I want government out of my house.
Oh, no, yeah.
I want them out of my
Wait.
life. I don't want government involved in
Are
any
you
of my life.
still on your medication? All right, we got 2 minutes left.
Why should my
Something with
quality
the-
of life go down every time they tax
Quality
me?
of life goes
Yeah,
down.
because if I got to keep paying taxes, that means one
You
less
know, you
vacation.
you guys have to stop saying that because
Instead of-
people are no longer believing you.
Instead of
you
eating
keep saying
steak,
taxes.
I have to eat hot
taxes.
dogs. Instead of
No,
eating
no.
steak and lobster, I got to eat hot dogs.
Yeah, and he's
'Cause I
driving a
have to.
Cadillac Escalade outside. Now, come on. All right, we got a minute left, 2 minutes left.
Ken, I hope we're going to sit next to each other
No,
next
no,
year.
we're not done.
We're done?
No, we're not, no, we're
Good.
not
I
done.
didn't want to shake your hand
No,
anymore.
we will.
right.
We will. Tell people how they get in touch with you.
Well, you can reach me at albaldessaro.com, or you can call me 603-425-6997. I get calls off from all over the state on different
You're on
veterans.
Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. Do a Google search. You'll find me. You'll see that I'm not a politician.
You do a Google search for him. He's everything else but a politician.
That's right. I tell it like it is.
No, he doesn't tell it like it is.
Ken.
All right. No, you got the telephone number.
Right.
You Google.
Yeah.
Your website.
Website is www.albaldessaro.com.
Telephone number again.
603-425-6997.
And you're running again.
And I'm running again, and I'm determined no more taxes or more fees.
And by the way,
no raising them.
And my name is Ken Gage, and you can get me at gigeworld.com. By the way, that is a website for art. I'm an artist.
He's a good one, by the way. I thought it's for
And
that.
you can also get me on Facebook. Befriend me. Come on, let's get together on this. Also, my telephone number would be 603-864-9332. I know I'm forgetting something, but guess what? If you find representative or representative, and we're having fun, and hopefully we're getting a few things out. You remember, we don't get paid anything. We're up for election. If you can give us a little money or a place to put our signs, we would appreciate it, right?
When we become the majority, I will look out for Ken. Okay, so if you send them back, I'll look out for him.
I'm going back because I'm going to work hard. All right.
And you do work hard. I have to admit that, Ken.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.